So, okay, what is this current campaign? Well, I initiated and direct the Australian Free Julian Assange Before It's Too Late petition. It's a petition open to everybody in the world, including in Greece, to sign it and support it. It's an international campaign. It's being submitted to the Australian government, specifically the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, and it is delivered by petition notices. Each time we pass 1,000 signatures to Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, and 226 parliamentarians that make up the entire Australian government. Okay, why did I start this petition? Well, after extensive research on the matter of Julian Assange, it became clear to me that there was something significantly wrong going on here, and I needed to do something about it. I recognised there was about 40 other petitions that had actually started, and many of them seemed to go nowhere. 100 signatures, 50 signatures, 1,000 signatures, and then stop. One which appears to be working very well is the one by Yanis Varoufakis, the former Greek finance minister and founder of, or one of the founders of DiEM25, Democracy in Europe, and that is working quite well. They have, congratulations, they have passed 100,000 signatures, which is fantastic. That petition is directed to the Ecuadorian government to maintain and open communication channels to Julian Assange, which is great, and we need that. However, that's not going to get him free, which is why I started this particular campaign, petitional movement. I started it in July, and now we've amassed 25,000 signatures. We're approaching 25,000 today. It's been very difficult to get it going. It's been attacked and hacked, and attempts to derail it on multiple occasions, but it's still growing. Now, the important thing about the petition that I initiated, which you can find the links on this site, is that it is correctly targeted to free Julian Assange. Julian Assange is an Australian citizen and more recently became a dual citizen and a citizen also of Ecuador. But he is born and bred from Australia. In fact, he lived a lot of his life, some of his life, where I live now in Brisbane. And I have worked with people that went to school with him. So I have a little bit of, I don't know him. I am in contact with his family, members of his family, and I'm just, if I can say so, I'm a marketing and sales person from the corporate world, campaign specialist, and I felt as though I knew how I could do it, make it happen. I understand where this has to go. I understand who the decision makers are that hold the keys to freeing Julian Assange, who hasn't been charged with any crime, yet surrounded by police 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for the last 6.5 years, in an embassy in London, and for the last 8 months has been in solitary, locked in a room, no sunlight, no communication, no contact with family, no health care, all for publishing evidence provided to him as a journalist that exposed systemic government corruption and war crimes, and the slaughter of Reuters journalists in Iraq, the Chelsea Manning tapes, which is what we expect of a journalist, actually. When somebody provides a journalist with evidence of corruption, us as people want to know it, and we want to clean it up, not punish the journalist that published the corruption, evidence of corruption. So this matter became something I had to get involved in, and I decided on July the 11th, after much planning, to kick it off. And it started slow, it boomed, and then it was attacked, cyber attacked, and then it boomed again and it was cyber attacked again, but it's back on, it's working, it's never stopped, never stopped. And as I said, it's correctly targeted. It's targeted to free him, not just to allow a microphone or to talk to his family, but for him to walk out and be free. And that's what we want. And it's the Australian government's responsibility to provide that. He is an Australian citizen. And to date, we haven't seen anything meaningful from the Australian government to free him. In fact, we may have seen complicity to keep him in there, to silence him. And that's not acceptable to the people. We've had 2 polls by 60 Minutes Australia, the television program, and it's somewhere between 70 and 91% of respondents on those polls on Twitter and Facebook want the government to free him and bring him home. My petition, it's 25,000 signatures and growing of people that want the government of Australia to secure his freedom and to allow him to come home to see his family or to go wherever he wants to go and resume his duties as a journalist if he wants to, but not stay in this torturous, ridiculous situation in an embassy in the middle of London and have us just ignore it. No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen anymore. And with your help, we'll get him out sooner rather than later. We need your signature. We need your support. He's been in there for 6.5 years. He hasn't been charged with any crime. Yet surrounded by police 24/7 every day. If he walks out, there's a secret extradition order to the United States that will be served on him, and he'll be sent to the United States to Guantanamo Bay or some military prison, and we'll never see him again. He'll be walking around in a jumpsuit with his hands chained and his legs chained. Not on. Not on. He's a journalist. He did nothing wrong. He did exactly what we want him to do. And with your help, we're going to get him out. We're going to do the right thing. This is people power. Absolutely, it's people power. We don't fear anything because we have the law on our side. This is right. We've got to get him out. And we're going to make the government do their job and get him out. Let him see his children. Let him see his family. Let him see his mother. Give his mother a kiss. Give his mother a hug. Not going to stay in that ridiculous situation of torture. Thank you very much for your time. I'm hoping you'll share this, and we're looking forward to seeing Julian Assange walk out of that embassy and resume his life after healing after this terrible situation. Thank you, and love to you all. Yeah.